it's Frank from HnO Best Friends. I hope you're well, and today I want to talk about the problem of the COVID 19. And actually, we can see that this virus is a pandemic, so it's worldwide. And like today in US, the president stopped the flight from Europe, and tonight our president in France say to students and schoolboy and girls, don't go to school, to university. So it's quite important, and we can see that is a real problem for the society. In my point of view, what is interesting is to observe what's happened and which type of suggestion have we got in this moment. In fact, I think it's like a big hypnosis session. First, we need to understand that the virus is real and there are a real threat for population. So we need to be careful about that, and that's okay. We have a problem. It's normal to take care about that. For me, the main point is the mental point, because we can observe that there are a lot of fear about that. And people are afraid because they think they could have this illness and have big problem and perhaps die. We know that the flu is around 0.2 or 3% of death, and we know this corona is 3-4% of death. So it's very important. However, what is interesting is how people react with that. I know that with our series, with our films, movies, and stuff like that, we are used to think about the worst stuff that can happen. In fact, we are used that Hollywood share with us the idea of zombie, of apocalypse, and stuff like that. So it's a seed that is in our mind since we are kids. Everybody watched some movies about this thing, and we know the most popular movies actually are on zombie apocalypse. That's why we have so many stuff on Netflix who share this idea. It's natural for us to project, to think about the future. And fear is not bad. Fear helps us to survive during centuries. So we can react from three ways: fight, flight, freeze. Actually, we are in reaction. So we have a natural way to react to what's happened and to react about what we think could happen. And with social network and stuff like that, we put some suggestion, we see it more and more, we have a specific focus on the main idea about to be ill or to die. And that fixed idea become like an obsession for a lot of people. You see someone on the street, and perhaps you can say, oh, this guy looks not in good shape. You can see Asian people and think, he's from Asia, so perhaps he have the COVID-19 and stuff like that. In fact, we just have a fixed idea and we put some suggestion, verbal and non-verbal, and with that news there are other suggestions, and little by little this idea focus all our intention, and we just see about that, think about that, live with that. And we are not able to have a critical factor at this moment. We are not able to have a judgment about that. So we are really in trance. And with that, our government give us the 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 good way to be and to behave, and at this moment we just accept whatever it is. We know when our critical factor is low, it's easier for us to accept suggestion. That's why sometimes, if you have fear, you just listen CNN, Fox, in France it's TF1, stuff like that. All the time, you think about the worst. It's actually not the worst. And you can say, okay, but I just want to think about my future. That's cool. But that's a confirmation bias. In fact, you tell to yourself a logic way of think like that just to justify something irrational. And in trance, a lot of stuff could be irrational. So, at this moment, what is interesting, we're living a hypnotic session. And we just don't be able to put back our critical factor. Why so many people just buy so many food, so many pasta in France, rice, because at this moment they think the worst. They have a post-hypnotic suggestion and it works. They think tomorrow we will be in civil war because people will fight to have some rice because of this flue, this specific one. People think every food industries will be without any stock, so it will be hard. So they want to have more and more and more. But in fact, actually at this moment, it's stupid. But we can't say it's only stupid because there are so many anchors about fear, about this type of reaction, and we have so many suggestions who give us right to think and behave like that. So at this moment, we can say, I'm right. But it's just because we are not in our full consciousness and just be driven by our fear, by social network, by medias, by sometimes friends, and the crowd thinking, the crowd behavior could impact us directly or indirectly, like in hypnosis, direct suggestion or indirect suggestion, and give us like a zombie way or not thinking about stuff and just doing. I will buy this, I will not check the end of this guy, or I will be very far off him or her. Today in France, when Asian people in our Chinese district go down and every people go away from her because they thought she was ill. So no one helped her because they are afraid. And she hadn't got the virus. It's just another problem. That's a proof that people have no critical factor, just fear and answer to post-hypnotic suggestion, like in hypnosis, and react like that, like medias, no thinking people, and a lot of time fear of the crowd, like reality. So it's very interesting to think about that. If you have some questions, just let me know, like every day. Just take what is good for you. Take care, bye bye.